Olivia Campbell sat on the concrete steps outside the university's main hall, her black graduation gown pooling around her as she stared at her worn sneakers. At 22, she was about to walk across the stage to receive her business degree, the first person in her family to graduate from college. But all she could think about were her shoes. Behind her, classmates laughed and took photos with their families. Designer heels clicked past on the pavement. Everyone looked so polished, so put together, so ready for this milestone moment. And here she sat, in sneakers held together with fabric glue, with a hole forming in the left toe. She had tried to find something better. She'd gone to 3 thrift stores last week, searching for anything that would look appropriate for graduation photos. But everything in her size was either damaged or cost more than she could spare. After paying her final tuition installment and this month's rent for the tiny room, she shared with 2 other students. She had $17 left until her part-time job paid her next week. The ceremony started in 20 minutes. Her mother couldn't afford the trip from their small town 3 states away. Her father had passed when she was 15. She would walk across that stage alone, in a borrowed gown and broken shoes, and try to feel proud of an achievement that felt somehow hollow, without anyone there to witness it. "Excuse me," a voice said. "Are you all right?" Olivia looked up to find a man crouching beside her. He was perhaps 33, wearing an elegant gray suit that probably cost more than her entire semester's rent. His expression was kind, concerned, the sort of face that suggested he genuinely wanted to know the answer. "I'm fine," Olivia said automatically, the response she'd given so many times when she wasn't fine at all. "Just nervous about the ceremony." The man glanced down at her shoes, then back at her face. He didn't say anything about what he'd seen, but Olivia felt her cheeks burning anyway. "First in your family to graduate?" he asked gently. "How did you know?" "Because I was too," he said, settling onto the step beside her. "And I remember that specific mixture of pride and loneliness, wanting someone to share this moment with, while simultaneously feeling like you've somehow left your family behind by getting here." Olivia felt tears threatening. "My mom wanted to come. She tried to save up for a plane ticket, but her car broke down last month, and that took everything she had." She wiped at her eyes quickly. "I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm telling a stranger this." "Sometimes strangers are easier," the man said. "I'm Cameron, by the way. Cameron Price." Olivia Campbell. They sat in silence for a moment, watching other graduates gather with their families for photos. Olivia noticed Cameron glancing at her shoes again, and she tucked her feet further under her gown. "Olivia," Cameron said carefully, "I'm going to ask you something that might sound strange, but I hope you'll hear me out." "Okay," she said cautiously. "Would you let me buy you a pair of shoes for your graduation?" Olivia stiffened. "I can't accept charity from a stranger." "Thank you, but no." "What if it's not charity?" Cameron asked. "What if it's an investment?" "I don't understand." Cameron pulled out his wallet and handed her a business card. "Cameron Price, CEO, Price Industries." Olivia's eyes widened. She knew that name. Price Industries was one of the largest tech companies in the country. 10 years ago, Cameron said, I sat exactly where you're sitting. Different university, same feeling. I had worked 3 jobs to get through school, and on graduation day, I was wearing my father's old suit jacket with holes in the pockets, and shoes I'd repaired so many times they were more duct tape than leather. He paused, and Olivia saw a genuine emotion in his face. A professor saw me sitting alone before the ceremony. She didn't offer charity. She didn't pity me. She said something I've never forgotten. Cameron, someday you're going to be successful, and when that day comes, you'll remember this moment. You'll remember what it felt like to achieve something remarkable while feeling like you didn't quite belong. And you'll help someone else the way I'm helping you now. What did she do? Olivia asked quietly. She took me to a men's store and bought me a proper suit, not because she felt sorry for me, but because she believed I would pay it forward someday. She made me promise that when I had the means, I would do the same for someone else. Cameron stood up and offered Olivia's hand. There's a shop 2 blocks from here. Let me fulfill my promise to her by helping you. And someday, when you're successful in whatever you choose to do, you'll do the same for someone else. Olivia looked at his outstretched hand, her pride warring with her need. I can't pay you back. I'm not asking you to, Cameron said. I'm asking you to pay it forward. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, whenever you're able, find someone sitting alone on graduation day and help them feel like they belong. Olivia took his hand and stood. Why are you here? At university graduation? I give the commencement address in 30 minutes, Cameron said with a slight smile. I always come early, walk around. Remember what it felt like to be a student with more dreams and resources. They walked to a nearby shop, where Cameron helped Olivia select a pair of elegant black heels that fit perfectly. When she protested they were too expensive, he simply said, My professor spent $200 on my suit. Adjusted for inflation, we're about even. He also insisted on buying a small bouquet of flowers. For your photos, he explained. Everyone should have flowers on graduation day. When they returned to university, Olivia's classmates were lining up for the processional. She turned to Cameron, the stranger who had somehow made her broken day feel whole again. Thank you, she said, her voice thick with emotion. Not just for the shoes. For seeing me. For making me feel like I matter. You do matter, Cameron said firmly. You've accomplished something remarkable, Olivia. You've earned this degree despite obstacles most of your classmates can't imagine. That takes courage and determination. Don't ever forget that. He pulled out a second business card and wrote something on the back. That's my direct line. When you're ready to start your career, call me. No promises, but I'd like to know how your story continues. The ceremony began, and Olivia walked across the stage in her new shoes, holding her diploma high. In the audience, she spotted Cameron, who had taken a seat in the back rather than with the other dignitaries. When her name was called, he stood and applauded, and for just a moment, Olivia felt like she had family there after all. After the ceremony, as Olivia posed for photos with her bouquet, several classmates asked who had brought her flowers. She looked over at Cameron, who was now speaking with university officials, preparing for his address. Someone who understood what today means, she said simply during his commencement speech. Cameron talked about resilience, about building success from nothing, about remembering where you came from. And he said something that made Olivia's eyes fill with tears. The greatest privilege of success isn't the money or the recognition. It's the ability to help others climb the mountains you once struggled to summit. Today, I had the honor of helping one of your classmates prepare for this.